Welcome back, everyone, to Long Island, New York. Jordan DeLuciano here on the call. Puck drop. We are underway. The final regular season home game for the Long Island University Sharks as they go offsides immediately as they wrap up a weekend set and a season series against Stonehill College. Take a look at our starting goaltenders tonight. It'll be once again the sophomore out of Morden, Manitoba, Dylan Meilun. He was in goal last night, 42 saves in the loss. As Meilun is getting now his 23rd start of the year. It was a 7-2 win for LIU yesterday over Stonehill, improving their lifetime record to 10-0 on the year against the Skyhawks, and this season improving it to 7-0. This will be the 8th and final meeting between these two teams. Whenever LIU has been at home against Stonehill, it has been all LIU. For the most part this year, the games have been one-sided, except for really just one. There was a 3-1 game on the road at Stonehill, and then a 4-2 game, so make it 2. But other than that, they have been heavily in favor of the Sharks as they go to Garrett Volk-Rister on goal, the man who started the game yesterday pretty much from the same spot, making it 1-0 as Cady walks in and meets a body from Volk. Volk picked up his first non-exhibition collegiate goal yesterday, so that will go in the books as his first collegiate goal because exhibitions do not count. That exhibition game was kind of in the middle of the season, a home game against Simon Fraser, in which the Sharks won that 3-1. As Musica powers in, one of the 11 honorees, Musica, the graduate student, transferring from Cornell out of Toronto, Ontario, pursuing an MBA here at LIU. His father, Mike, played basketball at Western University as Constable oh so close there to make it 1-0. Western University, a university out of London, Ontario. As there's Musica laying a body on the boards, and Pineo lost his glove, got it right back. As Pitters walks in, Rister on goal, swallowed up by Meilun. As the band and the cheering squad in attendance for the last home game of the season, as Meilun will be countered by Brandon Perrone, the graduate student out of Smithtown, New York. 4 years here at Long Island University, transferred out of Alaska Anchorage, as Perrone picked up his first collegiate shutout on October the 28th against St. Anselm. It was a 4-0 game at home, in which it was Breast Cancer Awareness Night, and very emotional night for Perrone, as his mother is a breast cancer survivor. Perrone was in net yesterday, made 16 saves in the winning effort. He has started 4 of the last 5 games. He had 3 of the 4 games in Alaska. As we mentioned on yesterday's broadcast, the Sharks are coming off that 4-game Alaska trip, 2 against Anchorage, 2 against Fairbanks, as Stonehill will replicate that. After Stonehill wraps up this game today, they will then do the 4-game Alaska trip. 2 games against Fairbanks, 2 games against Anchorage. And the order will be 2 against Anchorage, 2 against Fairbanks. So just flip up what I just said. And that's how Stonehill will finish up their season, as a shot is scooped up by Meilun. Stonehill has played the bulk of their games in their inaugural tongue-tie there, inaugural D1 season. This will be now their 22nd road game, and then they will finish up 4 more, like I mentioned, in Alaska. You got Anchorage and Fairbanks. They are winless on the road. It wasn't until their previous 2 games before this weekend, a 4-2 home win against Lindenwood and then a 3-1 home win against Assumption. Those are their only 2 wins on the year. 2-29 in their first season at D1. As Brodziak from behind the net, backhand stuff, patted down by Meilun. That one deflected off of a stick, so Brimmer will go chase. Brimmer had a goal yesterday in the 7-2 win. As Frank Ireland tries to shovel out of the corner, as that one dangerously found its way towards Meilun. The Sharks yesterday, 7 goals, 6 different goal scorers. The lone man that had 2 was the senior out of Whistler, British Columbia, Nolan Welsh. Welsh playing in his 107th collegiate game, all here at LIU. Played alongside his brother Tyler in the 2021-2022 season here on the island. As Kane takes a man down in Heath, right in front of us. Kane, another senior, honored on senior night. I mentioned 11 seniors or graduate students. Kane, the 2-year Shark, transferring out of Mercyhurst. Kane, this will be his 65th game with the Sharks. As Kane pushes towards Pappas. Pappas has been red hot as of late. 3 goals, 7 assists in his last 7 games, including an assist yesterday as he gets a feed from Piiranen, and he shot it wide. And then they go back to Piiranen at the blue line. Trying to go in front, deflected down by Kane, and knifed away by Campione. Campione in the lineup today, one of the 2 new faces in the lineup compared to yesterday's lineup, specifically on the defensive end. You have Campione along with Shemligian, excuse me. As Pitters from the near side boards, pad save, puck bounces out. That was a point of concern yesterday for Meilun, was the rebound control, especially with the glove, as that shot just hit the pad. Shemligian and Campione will be keeping an eye out to see how much ice time they get today, considering they were not in the lineup yesterday. Right now, Stonehill has Tripp and Davies out there, their top pairing. No Tertyshny and no Gaudette, the 2 defenders that were in the purple jerseys yesterday. Shemligian and Campione will be taking their spots. LIU back to work. It's the senior, Nazareth. From behind the net, walks out, holds forehand, goes all the way to Musica on the one-timer, and he got a little too under that one as it went into the glass. And it'll be De So, one of the 4 men in a Sharks uniform that has been here since day 1 of the program. 4 years of LIU men's hockey, and De So, one of 4 that have spent all 4 here. You have Nolan Welsh, Jack Quinn, Jordan De So, and Preston Brodziak. As Quinn, aforementioned Quinn, will backhand that one into Welsh. As Brimmer hops on the ice, as behind the net will be Campione, around the boards to Karlstrom, and now Barker. Barker to Ireland. Ireland had an assist yesterday. Came on the man with the puck right now, Dean Schwenninger's power play goal. Gormley, Piiranen, Gormley again. Gormley got mixed up with 2 Skyhawks late in the game yesterday, as that one is gloved down by Meilun. As Jake Cady and Kyle Heath, it was a 2-on-1 against Gormley after the whistle. As Cady and Heath took exception to a John Gormley hit that could have been debatable in terms of it being an interference. Cady and Heath stepped in, and then all 3 of them went to the box. And we will do it again. The key to today's game for Stonehill has been an issue for them all season long, especially against LIU, and it's to be staying out of the box. Yesterday, Skyhawks took 8 penalties. One of them was a 5-minute major, which was a very lengthy review. If you joined us on yesterday's broadcast, we were all part of that review. Felt like it took an hour. But it was a 5-minute power play for LIU in which Isaiah Fox scored on. It was one of 4 power play goals for LIU yesterday. Galante battling in the corner, puck bounces in the air, now stuck on the back of the net, and it'll be whistled down. Galante also another goal scorer from yesterday, along with Dean Schwenninger. His goal came on that nice no-look cross-ice feed by Alexander Tertyshny. Found Galante wide open in front of the net, where he got one over the glove of Perron. It'll be De So, had a goal yesterday. De So picked up his first goal since October 14th against who? Stonehill, as the Sharks go offsides. A lot of monkeys got ripped off the back yesterday if they were LIU. So De So, I mentioned, gets his first goal yesterday for the first time since October, as we see the senior defender hop off. Nolan Welsh picked up his first goal since December 9th against Quinnipiac, and Austin Brimmer yesterday picked up his first goal in 6 games since January 26th, the home matchup against Alaska Fairbanks. As Constable throws a hit on Pineo, gets the puck, goes out in front, broken up, and that'll be Pieronen. Pieronen winds, fires, and it blocked down in front by Davies. Pieronen had 2 men in front of the net that could have deflected that one and wound up hitting the one man in a purple jersey in Davies. Gormley to Constable. Constable knifes through at his own blue line. Now he's all by himself. As Constable working on a man, able to get off the boards. Constable cross ice feed to Nazareth, and he's denied by the right pad of Meilun. So 2 games in a row, Meilun has denied Nazareth in tight. Yesterday it was a breakaway chance for the senior out of upstate New York. So it comes to the blue line. Volk throws it to the net, blocked down, made it to the slot. It could be 3-on-2 for the Skyhawks. It's LaRusso. Cuts through the middle, gets some room with a wrister, and he misses wide, and it'll be a penalty coming up against Stonehill as Justin Barker took down Cade Mason. So the penalty bug bites again, and it's an offensive zone penalty that negated a shot there by LaRusso. It'll be interference. Watch the bottom of your screen, right there. Stonehill has, coming into this game, allowed a power play goal in 13 of their last 14 games, totaling 31 power play goals against. So the penalty kill has been a point of concern. Penalties in general have been a point of concern for head coach Dave Borges in his 8th season. Four power play goals yesterday. Noah Kane looks for the first today, but is denied by Meilun. Mason around the boards as Kane knifes that one free. Kane trying to chop it towards Pappas as that one's whipped all the way down. Mason to Fox, the man who had the goal on the 5-minute power play. Goes to Zary, back to Fox. Fox will park it up, go to Mason. Mason will walk the line, and it's deflected by Zary. Zary right in his office in front of the net. Perron will have to come play. He's got Heath on him. He'll wrap it around the boards. Pappas will go get it. LIU keeping this top unit out there, but as I say it, they change off 2 of them. And now they'll have to regroup at center and now get the second unit out there. As Zary, Kane, and now Pappas look to join them on the bench. Pappas will play it and head off for a fresh 5. 30 left of the man advantage. He'll be Piernan. Piernan will go behind the cage and go to the blue line. Constable, Wallach. Wallach has been struggling this year to get into that goal department, which he found success last year in his freshman year. Welsh behind the cage to Nazareth. 5 left in the man advantage. Nazareth one timing, Piernan, and he missed wide. As Stonehill will clear it again and kill off their first penalty. But Perone pushing the pace. Wallach couldn't slow it down, trying to get it back again. Musico, wrister on goal, blocked down by Barker. And now Barker has to deal with 2 bodies in front of him and pushes it free of D So. Brimmer tries to stick lift the puck free, and he does. He's got Quinn. Brimmer in front, and a sliding block by Campione. So Campione making his presence felt. First game of the weekend out of Wisconsin, coming out of the AJHL's Brooks Bandits. This is Campione's 20th game of the year. As the captain, Quinn, will come down the near boards. They'll come around the cage, leave it down low to Brodziak. Brodziak leaves for Brimmer. Brimmer battling, and now Brodziak again. Martignetti around the boards to the net, slowed down with a stick, rebound in front, and they score! It's Austin Brimmer, goals in back-to-back, kickstarts things here on the island. It's 1-0 Sharks. And it looked like an innocent enough shot by Mason, but it was deflected and changed directions by Brodziak, and it left Brimmer alone in front to put it home. And LIU early on has found some success getting those shots from the blue line during this game, working those deflections. That one's gloved down by Mannion in his own end. So LIU, just like yesterday, gets the first goal. Pad save by Perone, kicks out to the blue line, another stick save, rebound again, and Perone's got it. So Perone got across on the third chance. It hit Perone, it might have hit Gormley as well. But nonetheless, it stays out. Good response shift by Stonehill after coughing up the opening goal. It'll be Gormley, Nazareth lets it go, and Pitters will wrap it around. So Brimmer will pick up his 7th of the year. After going goalless in his last 6, Brimmer gets goals in back-to-back as Meilun keeps that one alive. As that will be an icing against Stonehill. I mentioned 2 new faces today on the back end for Stonehill. Actually, make it 3, as there's the mascot here at LIU, Finney, right? Finley, the shark, there we go. Almost had it. But yes, there are 3 new faces that were not in the lineup yesterday that are in today for Stonehill. I mentioned Jack Shemligian, along with Dominick Campione, as well as Michael Martignetti, the sophomore Martignetti out of Winchester, Massachusetts, playing out of the Worcester Railers, excuse me. As Campione is working as the extra skater today, so Stonehill going with 7 defensemen, as yesterday they went with 13 forwards, and that 13th forward was Nolan FitzPatrick out of the lineup today. So no Cameron GaudetteA and Alexander Tertyshny on the defensive end that were in the lineup yesterday for Stonehill, and no Nolan FitzPatrick, who was in the lineup yesterday as the extra forward. As Zary pushes free, backhand to the net, shoveled, punched in the air by Meilun. As we have a hand pass to blow that one dead. 4:59 left in the opening period. It's Austin Brimmer getting goals in back-to-back weekends. The jump start today, it's a 1-0 lead for the Sharks against Stonehill.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Brent Riley and his LIU Sharks looking to get their 16th win on the year. They are 15, 18, and 1 overall, 7 and 4 in their last 11, and 10 and 5 this year against the independent teams in the NCAA D1 ranks. And that is a goal of this LIU group. They are an independent team, so no conference playoffs for them, along with Stonehill being a fellow independent foe. They want to win their so-called independent cup, take care of business within the teams that are non-conference. And of those 10 wins this year against non-conference teams, LIU, 7 of them have been against Stonehill as they come in the odd man rush and they score. Picture perfect 3-on-1 for the Skyhawks as they tie things up at 1 apiece. Speaking of goals in back-to-back, Dean Schwenninger. Goals in back-to-back, Schreifels, Ireland, Schwenninger to the back of the net. Right out of the TV timeout, Stonehill gets some life here as Schwenninger will get his 4th of the year. So Schwenninger came into this weekend with 2 goals. He has doubled his goal total now. He's at 4 total on the year. Stonehill, if they could stay out of the box, which has been a problem for them, like I mentioned, not just on the season, but against LIU specifically, they could keep this one if they can hang around their D zone. It's a bend, but don't break right now for Stonehill. Hang around, and then take your moments, just like that. As the Skyhawks' top line gets the job done to tie things up. Ireland will get assist in back-to-back games, as will Schreifels. As 2 men tangled up on the boards, and now slow to get up is Garrett Volk, and I believe we have a penalty, and we do, coming up against Stonehill. And it was for what happened in front of the bench. So you see Volk, and then he takes it just off screen. And it was a late penalty. That's the ref in the back that made the call. It's a late call here. So there's Volk, and then Galante. And after discussion, I think they're not calling a penalty here. And they're going to review it, actually. So Galante goes in the box, now out of the box, and another review just like yesterday. Hopefully, this one's a little bit shorter than yesterday's. And LIU, a team that does like to challenge plays. They might be looking to see if we can run that back. Let's see if Galante perhaps grabbed Volk's leg, and which led him to fall. Let's see if he grabs the leg of Volk or sweeps him. Oh, actually, you might have a slew foot there. You might have a slew foot. Watch that leg, the left leg in purple. Might be a slew foot there. So that's where Galante could get some extra discipline here. Watch the left leg of Galante. Not now, not now, now. Watch it come underneath. And kick out the right leg of Volk. So if you, in hockey, if you take your leg and you drive it forward to pretty much take out someone from behind and swoop their leg out, it's called a slew foot. Very dangerous play. So that's what LIU could be looking for. So Galante went in the box, then they talked about it, then they came out of the box. No one's in the penalty box right now. You can see your left right now, the Stonehill side is good. Run this back again. So watch that left leg. So everything's good right now. The left leg comes up, everything's fine. Everything's good now, but then watch the left leg of Galante right there. Kick out the right ankle, and that's what led to Garrett Volk falling back. And it was a hesitant call by the official that was all the way back in the LIU zone. Here comes the refs now out of the box. And it's gonna be 2 minutes. So Galante back into the box. It's gonna be a 2-minute power play for the Sharks. So they give him a tripping penalty there, rightfully so, as we carry back on, second time today. LIU will go to the man advantage, unsuccessful in their first attempt, as there'll be Henri Schreifels now to park it up and throw it cross ice. LIU set a program high 7 power play goals and 8-2 win back on January 19th against this Stonehill group. So penalties have something that has to be avoided for the Skyhawks. They want to try to come out of this with a win. As Fox will go to Pappas. Pappas now to Kane. Kane slowly walks out from the corner. Cade Mason now, wrister on goal deflected, and that is something they're going to a lot here. Those point shots looking for tips, and it worked out getting their first goal of the game. As Mason wrister deflected there by Schreifels, and goes behind the cage to the boards now. Pappas pinned up by Schreifels, gets to Mason, now to Fox. Pappas now walks in, Mason to Fox, and he hit the post. Tough angle one-timer there as Fox hit the outside of the post. Mason now, cross-ice Kane. Quick puck movement here by LIU as Mason, low-angled shot, and they score! Right in front of the net, it's his department, Josh Zary, power play goal, it's 2-1. As Mason kept that one on the ice, it's pretty much a shot pass to Zary, as Zary goes backhand, forehand to the back of the net, his team leading 18th goal of the year. So So Zary continues his scoring ways after a strong season last year, his freshman year getting 13 goals, and now his sophomore effort at Nanaimo, British Columbia, he's up to 18. As Zary now trying to continue a point-a-game pace. As we'll have a face-off right outside of the Stonehill zone. LIU, a power play that is top 10, or should I say top 15 in the nation at 14. They're converting at 25.3%. And it definitely helps. Whenever they go up against Stonehill, their power play always seems to be clicking. 4 yesterday and 1 already today. As Baradziak works from behind. And Quinn comes up with it. Quinn around the net, wraparound. Couldn't get it in front. As Tripp goes and links up with Barker, but got poked away by Musica. Under a minute left in this period. Icing waved off. Got 40 left on the clock. Campione will go up the middle, cross ice. Pineo back to Tripp. Pineo, nice patience to get away from Pitters. Gives a pass behind Campione. As Schreifels and Parker were tangled up at the blue line, and Parker is going to get a penalty for it. So right at the end of the period, Parker will sit for 2 after Remy Parker and Schreifels were having a shoving battle. And Parker's going to be the one to get disciplined for it. Stonehill power play converting at 14.2% this season. And 1 goal yesterday on the man advantage. Now Schwenninger that got the Skyhawks on the board. Under 10 left in the period. Go to LaRusso, to Tripp. Tripp cross ice Schreifels, got to let it go now. He will not, and that will do it for the first period. 1-0, 1-1, and then 2-1. It was Brimmer for LIU, answered by Schwenninger to tie it up, and then a power play goal. Josh Zary's 18th goal of the year, and that's where we stand. LIU trying to sweep the weekend and sweep the season series against Stonehill. We got 2 more periods to go. We'll be back with the first period intermission. Welcome back, everybody, to the Al Arbor Rink here at the Northwell Health Ice Center on Long Island, New York. My name is Jordan DeLuciano here on the call, and after 1 period, it's a 2-1 lead for LIU over Stonehill College, and it was Austin Brimmer who got things started. Goals in back-to-back after Brimmer coming into the weekend, goalless his last 6 games. It's a point shot that got deflected, and then there was Brimmer to pick up the pieces in front. But then right after the TV timeout, it was a 3-on-1 break. Schreifels, Ireland, Schwenninger, and goals in back-to-back for 25 in purple. Power play goal yesterday ties things up today at 1. But then right at the end of the period, it's the second power play of the first period for the Sharks. Low shot by Mason, pretty much a shot pass. That was banked home by Zary. Zary right at home in his department in front of the net. And that's all we got. 2-1 so far, LIU over Stonehill. Mentioned during the first period for Stonehill. Goes without saying, gotta stay out of the box. Some penalties come at just the cost of a game. What I mean by that, the other team might be faster than you. They just might be better than you. Might be better skill-wise. So you take penalties based off of your opponent's skill level. You just can't keep up. You're behind the play. You're trailing. But that's not the case for Stonehill. They're in it with a lot of teams. It's just kind of sloppy, tired penalties, frustration penalties that kick in. You know, we saw the play with Galante, and I believe it was Volk that led to that review. You know, tangled up, don't take out the guy's leg. You guys just stay tangled up and walk away. There's no penalty, and we go on 5-on-5. So Stonehill got to stay out of the box. We've seen how much penalties have haunted them all year. We've seen how much penalties have haunted them against LIU. Just look yesterday, of 7 LIU goals yesterday, 4 of them on the man advantage. So Stonehill had a nice response after the TV timeout with that 3-on-1 goal by Schwenninger, but then that penalty winds up haunting them. So instead of a tie game after one, they go into the second down 2-1. Stonehill trying to get their third win of the year, trying to get their first win, not just against LIU this year, but all time against the Sharks. They got 2 more periods to do it when we return. Second period puck drop, Sharks up 2-1 against the Skyhawks. The Al Arbor Rink, home of the New York Islanders practice facility. As you see there, 2 of their 4 Stanley Cups. In the Al Arbor Rink, we have the Bill Torrey Rink just over behind us, as well as LIU and Stonehill College, moments away from second period puck drop, where the Sharks take in a 2-1 lead, but the Skyhawks take in a minute and 47 seconds of power play time. As Remy Parker will still be sitting for his penalty that came at the end of the period, as Brandon Perrone tries to clear it himself, glove down by LaRusso, and in comes Ireland around the boards towards LaRusso. Lets it go towards Schreifels. Ireland in the slot, backhand pass down low, scooped up by Perrone. Power plays coming out of a period are usually tougher for teams. You know, you get a fresh cut of ice, and that puck will just start sliding on you, and it makes it a lot more difficult to set up in the offensive zone. When you think your pass is going to be nice and easy to the guy right near you, the puck will sometimes carry away from you because the ice is just freshly cut. And it makes the other team's clearing attempts easier. They can keep the puck on the ice, and the ice will do the rest. That time they like to go high off the glass. Nice bounce. Gets it all the way down, as Meilun will keep it alive for LaRusso. Now William Tripp back to LaRusso. Grayson Constable, the graduate student's transfer out of Holy Cross, will take it up the middle. Lost it on his own devices, but got the job done nonetheless. Constable appeared in 119 career games with the Crusaders and was the captain of Holy Cross his senior year, right before arriving on the island. 30 left on the man advantage. He'll be Tripp in his own zone. Finds Jake Cady. Cady muscled off from behind. He'll be sent back down by Musica with 20 left on the man advantage. Meilun up ice, Karlstrom. Devon Carlstorm goes to Galante. Galante, hard pass into the feet of Cady. Galante gets it back. Into the middle, nobody home except for Wallach. Wallach, stretch pass, Kane, short-handed, kicked away by Meilun. Back to 5-on-5 we go, with the best chance of that power play coming short-handed just seconds ago by the Sharks. It'll be Musica now, with Brodziak down the middle. Brodziak tried to steer it in front, could not. Instead, it goes to Brimmer in the corner as Jack Quinn tripped on the side of the net. Big body there on the boards by Brimmer. And it'll be Garrett Volk now to shovel that towards Brodziak over a stick under the glove, but free of Meilun. That glove has been hit and miss so far for Meilun this weekend. Karlstrom, Galante tries to push forward for Barker. Couldn't get much further than the blue line, as will be Brimmer, the man who started the scoring today. One goal scorer to another. Brimmer heads off. Zary pinned up by Ronayne. As Mannion tries to get it free, comes to the blue line instead. De Seco to Kane. comes out from the boards. Noah Cain fans on the shot, swiped away by Davies, and then Davies takes a hard spill into the boards. It'll be a penalty on Cain for driving Davies into the boards. He is still very slow to get up. He finally heads to the bench. And this is going to be 2. It's just a matter if it's going to be more than 2. As it all started, Cain fans on the shot. And yeah, you got full speed into the boards there. You can't push forward on the numbers. So the officials will once again go to review this. We know for sure it's 2 minutes, but how much more potentially? It could be a game misconduct potentially, in which Cain's nights could be over as they come out quickly, so this will be a quick review. And he's done. Noah Cain in his final regular season home game is done. It's a 5-minute major penalty for checking from behind, and a tough way to end your final home game if you're Noah Cain. But this one, it is worth the discipline. The punishment matches the crime. The senior out of Buffalo, New York, the transfer from Mercyhurst at the Bishop St. Jude High School. His night is done. Trying to make out who is serving the penalty, but nonetheless, it'll be 5 minutes continuous now for Stonehill to try to tie this game up. Huge opening here for the Skyhawks. It is as of a must-need as possible. You might not think that is the case because it's only a 1-goal deficit. It's still very early in the second period. But for a team that has struggled to get wins, struggled to consistently mount goals, they need to convert at least once on this 5 minutes, as it will be Zachary Nazareth serving the penalty. Four minutes left on the continuous power play. It'll be Tripp at the blue line, can't keep it, and it's sent down by Gormley. Meilun dangerously is able to get it away from Parker. Campione now leaves Galante. Galante, long feed under the foot of Schreifels, and almost a 2-on-1 the other way, as Schreifels was able, for the time being, to regroup. Stonehill so far, over a minute and a half into this 5-minute power play, not able to set up much of anything in the offensive zone so far, but they'll try it here, and they will set it up. Campione, Karlstrom. Karlstrom, Campione. They play catch. It'll be Karlstrom again to Campione. Going with a 2-man defense here. With a wrister on goal and a kick saved by Constable. Karlstrom, Campione. Slap pass to Galante, be behind the net as Heath tries to wrap it. They'll be intercepted and out by the Sharks. Karlstrom slows it down behind his net. It'll be Schwenninger at the power play goal yesterday and the only goal so far for Stonehill today. Schwenninger, nice give and go with Tripp. Uzika pokes it away. He batted down to the corner. High stick on the puck, waved off, replay on. It'll be Tripp. William Tripp now will dance at the blue line. will leave for Schreifels. Schreifels' wrister blocked in the air and out of play. As that was Remy Parker getting a leg in it, similar to the way Grayson Constable was able to block that one up and out. That shot was by Henri Schreifels, a junior at Newbury Park, California, the RPI transfer. Face-off won by Wallach, but LIU coughs it right back up to the winger, and it'll be William Tripp at the blue line, deflected, and they score! A deflected shot from the blue line ties things up as the power play with 2:02 left will continue on. Frank Ireland off the point shot by Tripp. As you see, Tripp walks the line, the wrister gets through, and there's Ireland in front as he'll pick up his team-leading 9th goal and his team-leading 16th point. And that all started. LIU's Wallach won that draw cleanly, won the face-off, but then the defender just poked it right to the winger, and then the winger got it to Tripp at the blue line. So LIU won the draw, but did nothing with it. As I mentioned before, this is a much-score power play by Stonehill, and they do, and they're going to get another power play here. So this 5-on-4 is going to turn 5-on-3. Delayed call against LIU. So with a minute and 34 left on the 5-minute continuous power play, Stonehill will go from 5-on-4 to 5-on-3 as Volk will sit for 2 on the interference. Now I'm going to double check my stats here. Stonehill only 4 shots so far, so they're shooting 2 for 4, 50% from the field. Big turning point here. LIU's trying to survive this as Stonehill looks for their first lead of the year against LIU. Tripp, LaRusso walks in, fires, blocked down by Gormley. LaRusso, Schwenninger, down low goal line, will peel off, go to Tripp. The man who just got the assist on the game-tying goal. LaRusso holds, backdoor feed in the skates of Schwenninger and sent down by Constable. "50 seconds left on the 5-minute power play. That 50 seconds is left on the 5-on-3. Then we'll go back to 5-on-4. Tripp, Schwenninger, one-timing shot smothered by Perrone. So we have 39 left on the 5-on-3. Then it'll be a short 5-on-4 for Stonehill, which will then lead us back to 5-on-5. Mentioned during the first period intermission that penalties were hurting Stonehill this game. It is now flipped. Campione keeps it at the blue line. It'll be Galante. Galante walks, fires, blocked down by Pieronen, and Pieronen's wearing that one. Now Campione, down low, touch pass in front, as Jake Cady could not pull the trigger. Galante. Karlstrom walks in. One time in Campione, back to Karlstrom, friendly fire, rebound, and shanking on the shot was Galante. 10 left of the 5-on-3, one time in Campione, misses wide, clears the zone, and we will now go to 5-on-4. 5-on-4 for another 22 seconds. Puck stays in, Schwenninger skates down low, gets away from Gormley. Schreifels, Karlstrom, Schreifels again, 10 left on the 5-on-4. Schwenninger, Karlstrom, one timing shot by Campione, blocked down by Gormley. 2 seconds and 1. Back to 5 on 5. But Stonehill still with it until Perone gets the whistle. So the penalty box on LIU's side is now empty for the time being. They will now be down a man on the bench for the rest of the game as Noah Cain's night is done. And there's that block by Gormley. So twice they had Campione on that one-timer. First time missed and wrapped around out of the zone. Second time blocked down by Gormley. High hit there on Quinn, and right after LIU gets out of the box, Stonehill will go in the box. Jack Shemligian on the high hit on Quinn. Right there, yep. Shemligian's hands come up, head contact potentially. And we're gonna have another conversation with the officials. Officials have been very active going to the review area, and I think well, the door's open. LIU is welcoming them to go look at it again. But looks like it's going to stand 2 minutes. So right after the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4 ends, in which Stonehill tied the game, Stonehill would have to kill off a 5-on-4 that they just committed. And we're going to have more conversating with the officials. And we're going to review it again. So once again, it feels like it's a weekend of reviews. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll sort things out. 2-2 game on the island.
The most successful brain surgeries start before you enter the operating room. With a 3D model of your brain, we rehearse your exact procedure from every possible angle, so we can deliver the highest survival rates in the country. At NYU Langone, the nation's #1 hospital for neurology and neurosurgery.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us.
So after the brief delay with the review, it will stand a 2-minute power play. So no 5 minutes, no extra damage added against Stonehill. They were looking for head contact on that hit by Shemligian. LIU wins the draw, trying to get their lead back. Twice they've gone up one, twice Stonehill responded. As they'll go Zary to Fox to Mason, one-timer, stick save, poked all the way out into the slot and taken out of harm's way by Ireland. So far, the penalties have hurt each side. The penalties have led to 2 goals being on the board for LIU and 2 goals being on the board for Stonehill. As the man down, no penalty coming though. There's a Skyhawk down, slow to get up. One-timing Pappas is stopped, as that's William Tripp that got clipped. But no arms went up for the officials. Let's say 44 right at the bottom of the screen in purple. Could be a high stick right there on Fox that they missed. Might have missed a high stick. Stonehill bench was up in arms. as it did look like Fox's stick came a little high there. Coaching staff will have a word with the officials. These two benches have been talking to the officials an awful amount this weekend. He's not looking at that explanation. So bottom of the screen, 44, and then watch the puck carrier, 8 in white. That stick did ride a little high, and the refs might have missed one there for now. And everyone at home, stop the presses. I don't know if you're going to believe this one. We're going to review it again. So once again, I don't feel like this is going to be the last time. We're going to take a break. When we come back, let's sort it out some more. Back to the review. So another quick review by the officials. No damage coming. Stonehill now loses their timeouts, and we still are at 5-on-4 in favor of the Sharks for another minute and 20. So that high stick that looked like it was on Fox, not to be. As Fox will wait on the far side, go to Mason. Mason, Pappas, Mason. Mason, cross ice. Fox holds in front, stick down by Karlstrom, and out comes Schreifels, joined by Ireland, but the pass was behind him as Brimmer tries to counter. Brimmer trying to lead for Pappas, taking on 2 purple jerseys. Zary with under a minute on the man advantage, goes to Fox, Mason, one-timing shot off the leg of Schreifels. Schreifels was the one now to exit. Schreifels working on long shift. He'll head off on the penalty kill. And it'll be Pappas up the middle as LIU goes offsides. Look at the shot totals this game. I mentioned Stonehill had 4. They took a shot away. So Stonehill is shooting 2 for 3 today. If you're checking the line. LIU's out shooting them 12-3. Ten left on the man advantage. It'll be Welsh. Chips in off the boards. Constable to go chase Davies. Davies, good to see he's back out there after taking that hit from Noah Kane before. As we're back to 5-on-5. And now they try to push it 3-on-2 with a man right out of the box. Now it's Galante. Galante holds to the middle on net, and it goes wide. There's a collision in front. Perone with no stick. Puck bounces out top of the circle. Galante cannot pull the trigger. Heath, Davies, spin around, trip off a leg of Constable, and out comes LIU. Nazareth had 2 assists yesterday in that 7-2 win. Goes to Welsh. Welsh out from the corner. Turnaround shot snagged by Meilun. 8:22 left in the second. Power plays aplenty. All knotted up at 2, LIU and Stonehill. Welcome back to Long Island, New York. 8:22 left in the second. 2-2 on the board, so we got twos across. Our scorebug, Jordan DeSico and his Long Island University Sharks coming off that unsuccessful power play there. Now 1-for-3 on the day. Sharks win the draw, something they do very well, as they come into this weekend 7th in the nation in face-off percentage. They won the face-off battle yesterday, 45-25. His Brimmer shot deflected up and into the glove of Meilun. Let's see how much longer we can go 5-on-5. Hopefully no more reviews. We've had enough of those the last 2 days. As the deflection game has been strong for LIU. They've been working the blue lines, getting pucks to the net with bodies in front, and that's how they've gotten both of their goals. Looking for a third there off another deflection by Brimmer. It'll be Ireland. Rister ramped up into the netting. That is just Stonehill's 9th shot attempt. And still only 3 shots on goal. The face-off in the LIU's own end, and it was a face-off, defensive zone face-off win by LIU. That unfortunately for them led to the game-tying goal. It was just a turnover right off the drop. And it was a William Tripp shot that was deflected home. And a big hit as Quinn gets lined up by Mannion. That's a clean as day body as Quinn immediately hops off. Quinn immediately attended by the team trainer. So we'll keep an eye on Jack Quinn, the captain. As the loose puck, Pappas could not get to it. Good stick there by Shemligian. Perone tries to play to Brodziak, broken up by Campione, and now Stonehill comes in and a kick save by Perone. Campione lunges it, Shemligian will chip it in, icing waved off. As Galante will spin off, try to get away from Piernan and Pappas, and now be Gormley behind his own net over the stick of Brodziak. Wallach, Brodziak in the middle, nobody there. Tripp intercepted, but helped out by Pappas. Will get the puck out, but the puck finds Tripp once again. Tripp disposed right in front of the LIU bench by Brodziak. That same spot's been active. As Nazareth will pick up on the boards, and another turnover by LIU, pretty much in that same spot, trying to pass it on that far boards. As Stonehill has iced it. So twice the Sharks kind of just throwing it into no man's land. And if you want to throw it there, you better hope you have a center flying up the middle to get that pass, but both times they did not. As we take a look at the hit on Quinn. Strong hit. Shoulder to shoulder. Hip to hip. It looked like kind of caught the stanchion there, Quinn did. As there's a penalty coming up. Let's see what they got here. It's going to be a hook on Hunter Hastings. So LIU, 4th time, will go to the power play. So it looked like a hook on Hastings, but you had to give that a second to see if it was potentially a holding penalty on Nazareth. As Hastings just a little too loose with the stick. As the Sharks, again, chance to take the lead back. Twice they've had a 1-goal lead, twice it was answered. Now they're trying to get that all-important next goal to go up 3-2. They go to Mason. Pappas, Mason, one-timing shot, save made Glove down by Ireland and flipped out. Pappas gains the zone, comes to the middle, tries to drop to Mason, nobody home. As they'll have to regroup, hard pass towards Pappas. They'll slap it around, slowed down by Meilun. And Meilun tries to do it himself, and he will. Get some help from Ireland. Gotta watch out for this penalty-killing duo of Ireland and Schreifels. Good poke there by Mason. Nazareth will park it on the far side and go to Mason. Fox, no Noah Kane, so Nazareth's replacing Kane because Kane's done for the night. Mason, wrister to the net, knocked down in front, still loose. Ireland trying to get it, popped up in the air by Tripp and flipped out of the zone by Galante. Nazareth went to the zone, wait for the couple white jerseys to change. Parker and Piiranen fresh out there. Nazareth with 30, walks in, holds, drags, goes towards Fox, gloves down, thrown off by Galante, and flipped out the center. So it will look like another successful kill for Stonehill. And that's kind of been it for Stonehill. Pretty much majority of these meetings against LIU is keeping LIU off the power play goal score sheet. If they could do that, they're going to have a game like this, a 2-2 matchup. We're going to whistle down. No penalty coming. Just a no change. It might have been a hand pass against Stonehill. Not too sure what that was, but no penalties, but still a no change regardless as Schreifels has to go back. The RonayneÄ on the dot against Brodziak. Brodziak wins it back. Falk fans on it. Could be a 2-on-1 with speed. Barker with LaRusso. Barker wrister deflected on the block by Mason. Jack Quinn back out there, first shift after taking that hit. Falk to meet it on the boards. Off the end boards, it'll be Brimmer now. Wraps it around towards Mason. Quick touch towards Falk. Falk plays it off the carom to Parker. Parker, Falk towards the net, blocked down by LaRusso, stuck on the back of the net and kept alive in front, but taken out of harm's way by LaRusso, and again with speed. Backhand pass, looking for a man in RonayneÄ. Mason gets thrown into the boards. Penalty coming up. Volk takes exception to it as LIU pushes the other way, but we got to turn the camera back into LIU ice. As Mason was thrown into the boards, Volk and Brimmer took exception, so we're at least getting one penalty initially against the Skyhawks. It's just a matter if we get any more. So Mason, credit Mason, he has broken up 2 odd man rushes in a row. So they're getting Volk in the box right now for the Sharks, RonayneÄ in the box for Stonehill, as well as Barker. Barker, RonayneÄ, and now Brimmer will go in the box as well. So here's the initial penalty. There's the breakup by Mason. And then there, Barker hits Mason. That's the original penalty. And then Brimmer and Volk come to the defense. And that leads to Brimmer and Volk being in the box. And now it's just a question of manpower. Who gets a 5-on-4? Is it 4-on-4? Will we stay 5-on-5? Will everything offset? Is one man getting more than the other? But we have 2 in the box on each side. Watch Barker 23. That's the first penalty. Immediately gets called. There's RonayneÄ 12. Volk gets involved with RonayneÄ. Right in front of us, you got Barker joining up with Brimmer. And it looks like the face-off is going to be in Stonehill's end, because the play was blown dead in Stonehill's side of the ice. And right now, LIU is sending out their top power play unit. They're sending out Fox, Pappas, Zary, and Mason, along with Nazareth, who's replacing Noah Kane. So LIU anticipating a power play, and Stonehill is countering with their two penalty killers. I mentioned Schreifels and Frank Ireland. Frank Ireland right now is going to his head coach Dave Borges to talk about what the refs just told him. So on the board right now, you have Justin Barker for 2 minutes. And it looks like all said and done, it's going to be an LIU power play due in large part to the original penalty, which was against Barker for that late hit on Mason. We will still have 2 in each box as they're making the announcement now. So Volk and Brimmer, penalties for hitting after the whistle. We had a situation like this yesterday where now Volk and Brimmer will have to wait 2 minutes and a stoppage in play to exit the box. As now Stonehill needs a man to serve the penalty because they will also have the same situation. So Martignetti will go to the box to serve it. So Barker will exit after 2 minutes, and the other 2 in the box with them right now will have to wait for a whistle along with Volk and Brimmer. So you see 3 purple jerseys in there now, kind of going it over with the timekeeper's box to figure out what is going on. So RonayneÄ and Martignetti will exit after 2 minutes and a stoppage, as will Brimmer and Volk. Barker will just exit after now 1 minute and 30. I know it's a lot to keep track of, a lot to process with these 2 teams on 2 days in a row. As Nazareth will enter. Still got a 2-2 game. After all these penalties have been sorted out and all the reviews, we got a tie game right now. As we approach 2 minutes left, or not approach, we're now under 2 minutes left in the second. Pappas, Nazareth, Mason. Blue line wrister deflected over the bar. Pappas to scoop up and try to spin away and go to Zary. Good stick there by Mannion. Got it away from Zary and sent all the way down. Zary a little bit too careful behind the net. Wound up coughing it up. Zachary Nazareth, 25 left in the man advantage, will drop to Walteri Piiranen. Piiranen, Constable, backhand dump, as Campione will turn and fire off of Constable. Can't get it out. Constable down low behind the net. Welsh had a man wide open streaking down the middle, and De So did not see him. Under a minute left in the period. Constable shot, rebound free, knocked out of harm's way. Back to 5-on-5 we go, as the other 2 in the box will have to wait for now a stoppage to get out. Welsh comes out from behind. High slot, one timing. De So blocked in front by Davies. As a long shot goes down, icing on the play, and now everyone can come out of the box. Martignetti, Ronayne, Volk, Brimmer. Everyone's free. As I thought everyone was free, except for Barker. So we thought we had the case solved, but Barker has to stay. That might be just due to a case of it being an icing. Barker has to stay in the box. But we'll see what happens as that shot by Muzyka is deflected wide. LIU trying to strike late here. Behind the net, wraparound try by Brodziak. Went wide of the crease. Gormley goes to Brodziak. As LIU's got 10 seconds left in this period to try to work with. As they poke up ice, trying to get a late shot off here. Give and go, back to Pitters, and he couldn't pull the trigger. It was the back-checking stick lift of Henri Schreifels that prevented Pitters from pulling the trigger. As after 2 periods, much different story than yesterday. We exit 2-2 on the island. In the final regular season home game right there, Pitters missed it. For the Sharks, we will go into the final frame at 2s apiece. Welcome back, everyone, to the Al Arbor Rink at the Northwell Health Ice Center on Long Island, New York. Moments away from third period puck drop, a 2-2 game in the final matchup between these two teams, LIU and Stonehill, this season. LIU not just 7-0 on the year against the Skyhawks, but 10-0 lifetime. So with all those penalties that happened at the end of the period, with everybody going in the box, we had 2 guys in the box in white, 3 guys in the box in purple. Barker will stay in, so he got extra discipline there, Barker. Because I believe it was Barker who laid, there's an icing against LIU. It was Barker who laid the original hit on Mason that led to the original penalty. And then after the whistle as well, he got involved. So he got 2. I'm pretty sure he might be sitting in there for 4 total minutes. Shots 19-9 as we work on the crease right now. Might be a divot or a hole refs are working on. I wonder if they get paid extra to clean up the ice as well. But all is good. Perone get back in the crease. Shots on goal 19-9 in favor of LIU. Attempting Stonehill 35-21. Galante took a spill there on the boards with Gormley, but all is good. We play on. Puck goes behind the cage. Backhand pass in front by Cady. Nobody home. The Sharks trying to muster something that has not been done yet in program history, and that is finish 500. If they were to sweep these final 4 games of the season, so yesterday, good start, there's 1. They win today, when they sweep next weekend on the road, they will finish 18-1. So they will have a 500 record for the first time in program history, as currently they're 15-18-1. As they go offsides, that being Stonehill. Talked about on yesterday's broadcast, Stonehill was represented in the NE10 conference for a very long time, which represented the very small amount of teams in Division II college hockey. Mainly it's Division I and Division III, but there was that Division II in that NE10 conference, which Stonehill won that conference title once. But this is their first year in Division I. as Pappas out in front looking for Quinn. Now it's Mason on goal, blocked away into the glass. Pappas steered around the board. Zary down there. Zary comes out in front looking for Quinn, and another block made by Stonehill, but now it's Pappas back on it. Turnaround shot, tough angle, wraps it around. Now Volk again, make it 3 blocks now for Stonehill. Pappas might have just iced it, and he has. Stonehill, along with playing now LIU, this will be the 8th meeting this year. They went up against programs such as Northeastern, Providence, Arizona State, Alaska Fairbanks, Michigan, just to name a few. And they also have Stonehill also played 2 Division III programs in Anna Maria and Utica. LIU tries to exit Fox, got tangled up there with Ronayne, but all is good for now. Shemligian banks it off the boards looking for Barker, as Perone will do it himself, but LIU might have just iced it again, and they have for the 3rd time this period, and we are not even 3 minutes in. Brett Riley mentioned during our conversation yesterday, it's tough to beat any team this amount of times in one season. LIU looking for the clean 8-game sweep this year. It does not matter who you're playing, whether it be a team that has 2 wins in Stonehill or a team that could have 20 wins. To win 8 straight in 1 year against a program is very difficult, and it's being shown right now as we are at a 2-2 game in the 3rd. Zika, cross blue, cross red, couldn't get it in deep, hit an arm, as now it will be Ryan Davies to trip. Galante, no icing here, had the red line. Bounced off the side of the cage, as it'll be Remy Parker, mentioned from Utica. We talked about how Stonehill played Utica. Remy Parker, the graduate student, transferred from Division III Utica, where he had the program record in goals in a season with 28. Oh, excuse me, 23. He had 28 career goals, 23 in one season, which was a program record. As that shot backhanded off the stick of Mason, as Jake Cady tried, but Mason got a stick involved. Slower pace here to kick off the 3rd period. Another icing, make it 4 now against LIU. Brimmer thought he beat that one out, but not to be. Hesitancy could be a reason for the slow pace. Talked about on yesterday's broadcast how LIU was expecting some fatigue. Short turnaround after a 4-game, 2-week road trip in Alaska. Got home Sunday at midnight. Had a quick practice week, which they did not practice Monday or Tuesday, I believe. So you could see some momentum wear off in the final period of the weekend here. Running on empty, potentially, as Wallach comes out from behind. Campione was first one on it. Campione, excuse me. As Brodziak picks up, tangled up in the high slot. As Ryan King could not get much further than the red. But now Wallach walks in. Wallach drops towards Brodziak behind him. As now Pineo will go chase it. King tries to go back to Pineo, heads up in the crowd. As someone will go home with the souvenir. Let's keep a note. LIU is down a man for the rest of the game. Noah Cain was ejected in the second period for that hit from behind on Ryan Davies. Davies out there now. He was out there for his next shift, but he was shaken up on the play, but then returned to action. And another icing could be. Yep, five icings to start the period. Now not even 5 minutes in. So it could be a case of what we saw the last two, if just bad passing, as we take a look at the 2024 Hockey Humanitarian finalist, Jack Quinn. LIU looking for those stretch passes, just have not connected, which has led to a bulk of their 5 icings. Up the middle, nobody home except for a white jersey, as that shot by Quinn went wide. That one's flicked off the glass. No icing here. That dies out, but a puck free for Stonehill, and a pad save by Perrone. A slow start by both sides of the period, but things picked up there as Justin Barker had a chance to take the lead. Win with the flip there into the glove of Meilun. Almost 6 minutes into this period, no chances really on either side, but it was Barker. Took advantage of that bouncing puck and got some room alone with Perrone, but Perrone was able to stand tall, keeping this game knotted up at 2, as that was their 10th shot on goal. Mason D to D towards Volk. Volk to the net and wide. As it'll be Fox now. Fox trying to go around the boards, got swatted down by Mannion. Mannion now tangled up with Nazareth, trying to get his stick free. Volk on the receiving end of Schreifels' hit. As it'll be slowed down by Karlstrom behind his own net. As Galante will steer that in off the stick of Perrone. Mason, Welsh off the boards, off a stick, so no icing here as that hit Jake Cady. Quick turnaround, Heath. Heath will go to Campione. Campione D to D. Shemligian might have just iced it, and now they have. But Galante protesting, thought he got a piece of that one. Stonehill bench thinks so too, as Finley talks with some of the fans here at Northwell. Finley can't be walking up the stairs too much during play. He's got a big head, kind of blocks a lot of the line of sight. So he's got to stay seated for the most part. He's waving over here now. Piernan will meet that on the boards. Send it right back to where it started. Pitter's battling with Campione. Pitter's trying to come out with it'll be Galante now. The bank off the glass. Glove down by that long frame of Gormley. Pitters. Trying to dance off the boards. Constable can't pull the trigger, tangled up. One too many purple jerseys as Stonehill gets a mass change right now. Galante, the lone man, still out there. Long flip over everybody, over Perrone. Gormley has to try to battle in the corner with Hastings. As they try to go up the middle, glove down by King, but he'll have to retreat to center to try again. That one touched by Hastings, so no icing coming. Piernan had to deviate from his original course there to go get it. And now Brimmer will start from behind his own net and get away from King. Brimmer with speed, up the middle, taking down the near side now. Brimmer to the net, stick down, and puck knocked away. Uzika, Wallach towards the net and swallowed by Meilun. As LIU, a chance there, but tough angled shot from Wallach as the band plays on through, but right there, that one was cleared out in front. Here's Brimmer trying to power to the net, stick down, then you see Tripp getting it away as Wallach was pushing forward. As the slow-moving period continues. As this might be one of the longest stretches we've had at 5-on-5, as the deflected shot is stopped and the rebound is poked wide. Zary pinned up on the boards, puck comes free. Mannion trying to move forward, knocked down. Bench wants a penalty, not gonna get it. Puck loose for Zary, and they'll battle in the corner now behind the net. Might be another icing here, this one against Stonehill, and it will be. It is the period of icings. As the Stonehill bench not happy, they thought Mannion got tripped up. As they will now try to sort out who was on the ice. You got a bunch of purple jerseys on the ice right now. Russo heads off, Schreifels heads off, as Ronayne will stay on the dot. I believe that's Welsh she's going up against. Karlstrom around the glass, out of the zone. De So will play it, and Ronayne will scoop up. Still the same five right now for Stonehill, as they'll switch that up as I speak. De So, Welsh. Trying to escape the hip of Mannion. As Ireland will bank that one out. De So throws that towards Meilun. Meilun sticks it down and gloves it down with 10:23 left in the third. And neither team seems to be taking much risk here. Not many fast-paced play. As De So, the senior, with 37 career points, will hop off. De So in 2022-2023 was inducted into the Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athletic Honor Society. As Schreifels bodied off in the Battle of the 20s by Pitters. Pitters trying to dance away, can't get through, and it'll be Stonehill the other way. But a man in Schreifels going down the middle, and they try to find him, but he has to deal with Mason. Now Gormley can't exit. Ireland intercepts, picked up by Pitters, and that puck will just come out. Schwenninger had to regroup. Under halfway left to go in the third, as it looks like the sixth icing against LIU. A sloppy period in terms of passing and execution. Good crowd here for the last home season game of the year. For the Sharks, students, family, friends, a lot of graduating seniors and graduate students, as we honored all 11 of them before the game. And if you see behind that net, you see the blue jerseys. Those are all the 11, and a penalty coming up against Stonehill. Perone to the bench, delayed penalty. 6-on-5, Brimmer to the front, broken up. And LIU will go back to the power play. The first power play of the period. Sixth of the game for the Sharks, with the chance to take the lead when we return.
Football is the game of life. and it brings the community together. White, black, boys, girls.
Flag, tackle. Football can revive communities.
That's why I think, football is on the right path.
Community with football is very accepting and loving to people who enjoy the sport.
Win or lose, they do it as a family.
Brett Riley's group has a chance to take the lead with 9:16 left in the game. It will be Anthony Galante to the box, 2 minutes for interference, as we've had a slow-moving third period. And let's see if LIU, they've got 2 goals off 2 deflections that were put in on the rebounds. Let's see if they work that blue line and look for another. Mason, Fox, bluffs, fires, deflected wide by Brimmer. Brimmer and Zary have both the goals, 1 each for LIU. Both were deflected shots knocked down, and they put it on the loose change. Mason, Pappas, wrister, deflected, rebound, Zary trying to find it. It's behind him. Brimmer comes free with it as he now replaces Nazareth. Looking for Brimmer, broken up, and it will be Mannion to send it down. Meilun looks to exit himself. He will. LIU will have to regroup. Mason will go get it. And a fresh 4. Mason, the lone man, still out there from the first unit. Welsh tried to gain the zone with speed and got it chopped away immediately. So this power play is resembling the entire period. Slow moving and not much. Constable, Nazareth walks, fires, and he scores! Zachary Nazareth takes the lead on the power play. It's 3-2. Slow moving, not much going on. What do I know? Nazareth with the quick wrister over the blocker of Meilun. And with 7:52 left in the game, LIU is in the lead. And Nazareth's got a lot of hometown support, family, friends in the crowd today from yesterday and tonight. As Nazareth will get his 3rd of the year as they look for another, and it was swatted aside. Nazareth, one of the 11 seniors honored tonight at Cheektowaga, New York. And it's not the first time Nazareth has got a decisive goal in the 3rd period this year. As Quinn's shot will trickle underneath the glove of Meilun. Nazareth broke a tie game with 11:51 remaining in regulation en route to a 3-1 win against Yale on December 2nd. So not the first time, number 12 you see there along the wall, breaking a tie 1-1 game back in Yale, now breaks a 2-2 game as Constable looks to add another on the board. Now Stonehill's got to be a little bit more aggressive and push the pace as they come in with Schwenninger. Schreifels tried to backhand that one, got it to the blue line. Karlstrom. Schwenninger, turn around to the front, had Galante, but it hit the skate of Welsh. DeSico to Pitters. Pitters will throw that towards the net over the glove of Meilun as Cady tries to come out, and he will, with Pappas all over him. Cady took a spill on his own there, could not get that deep. Zary now pinned up by Heath. Davies, Galante towards the cage. And cross corner dump. Cady Piernan battling on the boards. Piernan picks up an assist on right now that game-leading goal by Zachary Nazareth. And it looks like the 7th icing of the period by LIU. But right now, 7 icings in a period, not looking as bad as it was before, because now they got the lead with 5:48 left. As Nazareth was someone who was in and out of the lineup in the beginning of the season, found his spot in the lineup kind of midway through, and now is back in at the end as a shot right off the draw is blocked down by Quinn. Pineo, Campione's wrister wide of the cage off the end boards. Russo thrown to the net from the blue line, kicked away. I believe Piernan got a foot in there. Pappas, nice through the middle. Now he's all by himself. Pappas looks to do it himself, and he shoveled it wide, looking to go over the glove. From the blue line now, swatted down by Ronayne. That puck comes out of zone. Wallach and Ronayne hassling each other for it, and Stonehill has now iced it. This is the final home game for a lot of seniors for LIU. It means a lot, not just for the seniors, but this is one of them right now, and Perone trying to get a win in his final home game. But for the non-seniors, the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors, whether it may be whatever year, they're trying to win one for their elder statesmen. Send them out on a high note. As Piernan shot, last second reaction there by Meilun, punched that aside and then gets the glove on it. Walter Piernan, not one of the seniors, he's a sophomore out of Joensuu, Finland, coming out of Sioux Falls in the USHL. One of those guys that the stat sheet in terms of goals, assists, points might not light up the scoreboard or light up the eyes, but it's everything he does outside of that. Shot blocking, stay-at-home defense, off the ice work. Wallach will link up with Fox now. The battle of the eights. Fox trying to shove off Mannion. Mannion took the hit, but got better position on the puck there, and that looks like a holding, and they're gonna get both. They're gonna get Schwenninger and Welsh. Schwenninger was definitely holding the stick there, but they're gonna get Welsh as well. And that should just be on Schwenninger. Stonehill bench had a bad angle on it because the infraction occurred with Schwenninger's back covering the infraction, so the bench could not see it. But Schwenninger definitely had a handful of stick there. But nonetheless, it will be 4-on-4 now. And an offensive zone draw for Stonehill. As Constable will walk in, Constable with speed peels off. Constable tries to drop for Piernan, gets it back himself, throws to the net, off a stick, he'll get it right back, battling with Davies. He'll go to the captain, Quinn. Quinn trying to spin off Tripp. Constable will head off, taking a spot will be Pappas. It'll be William Tripp. Had an assist on that at the time, game-tying second goal off the deflection by Frank Ireland. Campione will lead for Tripp. Tripp cross ice, LaRusso. Russo poked away and then bodied down by Gormley. Now LaRusso has to get his stick back. He's stuck in the offensive zone. He has to get on sides. Ronayne can't enter, and now he can. 3:20 left in the game. 50 left on 4-on-4. As Pitters needs a shoulder by Campione. And a penalty on Campione. And before, the penalty was obvious on Schwenninger. This one, I don't know. This one on Campione, the Stonehill bench might have a case. Unless he came up high with the arms, unless he came up high and made head contact. Let's see. So that's the first one. That was the hold. And now we'll see moments coming up. Oh, this is the hit on LaRusso. Poke check hit. All is good there. And it's then when the puck comes out of the zone. Watch Campione, 55. Puck's going to eventually come to the near side. So Ronayne can't enter the zone because LaRusso had to come back. And then watch 55 right there. And you know what? After the replay, looked like he caught a piece of the face mask. It looked like the hand, not the hand, should I say, the elbow might have came slightly up as now as a man being helped off the ice right now for Stonehill. Hobbling off the ice right now is Justin Barker. So now Stonehill, without Justin Barker in the locker room, also without two men in the box right now. So they get Campione for illegal contact to the head, and after further review, it looked like the refs actually had a case on that one. 4-on-3 now for LIU. It'll be Pappas. Looks to Mason. Mason, Pappas. Mason again, one-timer wide of the cage. LIU in a very strong spot right now to try to walk out of this one with a win. Mason towards the net, blocked down. Pappas again goes to Fox. Fox, Pappas, throw to the net, save made by Meilun. And now two men out of the box as we'll have 5-on-4 and a face-off coming up. A minute and 13 of 5-on-4, 2:27 left in the game. We'll keep an eye out if head coach Dave Borges pulls Meilun to make it a 5-on-5, or maybe he waits that long minute and 10 for it to go back to 5-on-5 and then pull Meilun to make it 6. He would not have a lot of time then of 6-on-5. But in order to do any of that, Stonehill's got to get the puck out of the zone. It's going to be even tougher to do that on a penalty kill as that shot steered away by Meilun. 2 minutes left in the game, 45 left in the power play. Galante enters. Meilun looking at the bench, but he's very calm right now. He's not moving. He's on his goal line. Stonehill will take that, send it all the way down. Meilun takes a look at the bench. Nothing happened. Borges lectures to his goaltender, having some verbal communication right now, but he's not moving. Up ice pass, Brodziak. LIU 10 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Brodziak around the cage, goes to Brimmer. Brimmer walks, holds, 2 seconds and 1, back to 5-on-5. As we approach a minute left, one-timing Quinn, and he scores! The captain Quinn, in his final home game, might have just gotten the dagger. It's 4-2. As Pyronim will get another assist as he finds the one-timing Quinn going underneath the glove of Meilun. One of the 4 men that have been here since day one. The captain out of Lancaster, Massachusetts, played for Kenai River out of the NAHL. one of the nominees for this year's 2024 Hockey Humanitarian Award. It's very fitting that he is the one that might have just sealed it for LIU. Right as the power play expired, and perhaps Stonehill could have been thinking about pulling the goalie, which they have now. Instead of trying to get one, they need two in 55 seconds, 6 on 5. As Ireland tries to come out, Brodziak towards the net. It's gonna go wide. Quinn's gonna beat out the icing though. Quinn, backhand pass, did not get all of that one, trying to find Welsh. And now they have 3 forwards out there. All 3 of these forwards are day 1 forwards, have been here for all 4 years of this program's existence. Welsh, Brodziak, and Quinn, backed up by Piernan and Gormley to try to close out the final home game of the year, as it's Tripp to Schwenninger. Schwenninger to LaRusso. Under 20, Schwenninger walks, fires, blocked down, rebound Schreifels. Gormley throws off Schreifels, 10 left in the game. Tripp now at the blue line. Tripp walks in, drops to Schwenninger, blocked down again. 3 seconds and 2, broken up by Gormley. One last shot, and that will do it. As LIU takes some exception at the final buzzer, but all said and done, the Sharks sweep the weekend series, sweep the season series against Stonehill, finishing it up with a 4-2 win. The 11 combination of senior and graduate students for LIU. Zachary Nazarick, the game-winning goal. Grayson Constable, the graduate student. Nolan Welsh, the senior. Jack Quinn, the dagger, the 4th goal. Adam Pitters, the graduate student transfer for Bowling Green. Aaron Grounds, not in the lineup today, but the senior transfer from American International College. Preston Brodziak, one of the day oneers, the senior out of Saskatchewan. Remy Parker, the transfer from Utica. Noah Kane, the transfer from Mercyhurst. Peter Muzika, the graduate transfer out of Cornell. And another day one on the defensive end, the senior Jordan DeSico, capped out by the man right there, number 35, the graduate student, the transfer from Alaska Anchorage. They get the job done in their final home game, ending the home regular season with a 4-2 win over Stonehill. The Sharks pick up their 16th win of the year. They are 16-18-1. They will finish out this upcoming weekend on the road against Arizona State. As Stonehill drops to 2-30 overall in the year, they will finish up in Alaska against Anchorage and then against Fairbanks. For the final time this season for LIU Men's Sharks Hockey, we'd like to thank you all for watching along all year long on ESPN+. My name is Jordan DeLuciano. Again, thank you all for joining throughout this 2023-2024 campaign. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and good night.